Good afternoon. My name is Richard, and on YouTube I go by Resilient Rich. Just because it does take true resilience to stay on the narrow path that leads to eternal life. Especially with all the evil in the world, man. I'm telling you, you know the world's different. And if you don't, might sound messed up, but you're blind, man. Like, the world is not the same. People aren't the same. And it's just going to continue to get darker, dude. But I was making a video and then I just accidentally stopped recording it because I went to show a video of, I'm going to still post the video, but it's going to have it's just going to stop. There's going to be an ending and you're going to be like, well, what was that about? It's because I went to show a truck that had its headlight, like his running light and his fog light, but they were the same exact light. So his lights were staggered, right? Right before this, I see a black F-150 that I always see. I'm at the truck stop, it's at the truck stop. I leave the truck stop, it leaves the truck stop. But they do things to trick you, man. Like, I always see this black F-150, right? And I got a video of her. Well, right down the highway about 10 minutes prior to that, there's a black F-150 on the side of the road, pulled over with its headlights on. It's things like this they do, man. Like I said, the best way I've come to explain it, and this was from a video, I forget his name, he's not on here a whole lot. But if he ever sees this, like, I'm not trying to steal your content, it was just a really good idea to explain it. But it's like, let's say you get up and go to work, as you're walking to get in your car, there's a person across the street standing there staring at you, clicking a pin. You go throughout the day, you go to take your lunch break this same day. As you're taking your lunch break, you're in the break area, there's a guy sitting there clicking a pin staring at you. You don't want to cook dinner, so this same evening, you go and get dinner, and as you're leaving the restaurant, there's a guy standing at the exit, staring at you, clicking a pin. It's things like this they do to make it seem like you're crazy. To make you know, but also attempting to put you in the fear of what other people might think if you come out about it, with them thinking you're crazy. I don't care. I know it's real. And there are more and more people that are coming out about this. The drones, like in my last video, dude, I've been seeing those for a while. And I made a video about one that I saw, and it would go up and down, and then it like a firework, like a beautiful firework. One of them, like a green color. Dude, and now, you know, I was told I was crazy when I made that video. Now it's on the news. Like, these orbs are on the news, and people are posting about them all the time. I've been seeing it for a minute, man. But the reason I wanted to make this video, a lot of it is in the video I'll post right after this. So I'll just mention, like, the basic of the topic I was talking about. Don't let imperfection keep you from doing what the Lord has called you to do. If you have that gut feeling and you're pushed to do something, and it's on your mind a lot that you need to be doing something, but you have the mindset of, you know what, man, I need to get over this. I need to stop doing this. I need to stop doing that. And once I stop these things, once I become better, once I become more perfect, then I'll start. What if you don't have that chance? Okay, none of us are perfect. We all sin. So don't let your imperfection stop you from doing what you believe the Lord is calling you to do. If He's calling you to create a YouTube channel, do it, man. And still repent. You know, be grateful for that remorse that you have. Be grateful for that feeling that you have that you know you're doing something wrong. Don't be proud of it. Do your calling and continue to pray for the Lord to deliver you from whatever you're going through, and He'll deliver you. But you're never going to be perfect. And this idea that I got, just in case, you know, he were to come across this or whatever, was from a guy named Justice. You can search in YouTube Justice or King Justice, I'm not sure. But he is dude, he's awesome, man. He's younger than me, but I look up to him. Like, his knowledge is way beyond mine. And I can, like, say that, be okay with that, dude. Like, he's gifted. Anyways, he brought that up, so, like, I just found it, like, dude, it just spoke to me. Because I used to be that same way. It took forever for me to come on here and start a channel. Okay? So, like, if you hear this and that resonates with you, please go subscribe to him. Because that's where I got the idea. That's all I'm going to say about that. Now, Now, something I've heard in gang stalking is that they will try and poison you. They will poison you. They will break in. They will find a way to get into your vehicle. They will find a way to get into your home. I have witnessed this. I have left my home with it being perfectly fine and come back with a horrible smell in my home. I've had places where I knew where they were, and then them just come up missing, and then reappearing in the exact spot that I checked a million times knowing it was there. And they do these things and like to make you think you're losing your mind. But another thing that's come out recently is this fog. And how this fog will come around, and people mention it having like a burnt chemical smell to it. And then after this fog is around, their animals getting super sick to the point of dying, passing away. Like this guy that I watch, he has a homestead channel that doesn't have to do much with homesteading, but he's full of knowledge. He was raising quail, only like 4 of them, or maybe it was 6. It was either 4 and 2 of the 4 died, or 6 and 4 of the 6 died. But my dog got sick, extremely sick. That's all I'm going to say about that. He got extremely sick, uncontrollably sick. And I noticed fog. I noticed these smells. Okay, the reason I'm saying this, has this happened to you? Like, have you noticed the fog? Because people have talked about noticing the fog and then them as human beings becoming extremely sick for a long amount of time after they notice this fog. The reason I'm saying this is because I kind of forgot about it. When I go to deliver this load at location, and I have to sit on the lease road and wait because there was trucks on location, and where I'm sitting is where this, like the holding tank for the frack water that they use to pump down hole is at, with a bunch of steam coming off it, going right at my truck. So I back up, I get out of it because that thought came to mind about the fog. Like, just in case, it's better to be safe than sorry type thing. I pull on location, just the same little events like that they do every time. Walking in front of me, parking in strategic positions where they can see me. And like I said before, like, dude, I'll just stare at these people and make eye contact. And you would think like a normal person would be like, do something. And not just, like, I won't break eye contact unless I have to, like, pull on and offload or something like that. Not pull on, but pull around location where we offload. I'll just sit there and stare, not break eye contact. Like I said, you would think like a person who's innocent, normal, would like, what, dude? Like, what's your problem? Not to just stare back at you and smirk, and then eventually we can break eye contact. Like, I won't break until it is probably wrong. Like, it's me like poking back a little bit, but it's hard, dude. It's hard. Anyway, so I'm driving back on the highway just about 20 minutes ago, dude, and I just get super dizzy and I start feeling not good at all. Like, to the point where I was gonna have to pull over, just like this. The only way I can explain it is, when I used to be an alcoholic, like, I would get this feeling that was scary. It scared me, man. It was like, the only way I could explain it was it felt like I was going to go into a seizure any second. Like, it terrified me. That's the only way I could explain it. It was a feeling like that about 20 minutes ago, but it didn't. Like, when I was an alcoholic and these experiences would happen, it would last for a long time, like all night, dude. I was terrified to try and go to sleep. For one, I couldn't sleep. Maybe a bit here and there because of alcohol. Like, that was my own fault. It's the own demons I was dealing with. And for 2, that feeling, dude, it scared me, man. I hated nighttime during these times. But it was like that about 20 minutes ago. And it didn't last real long. That's how I'm able to make this video. But I'm just saying this, dude, just in case. Because I've heard these people will poison you. They do poison you. That's what I've heard. That's what I've learned. And like I've said, I've drank water and just like felt bad afterwards. Like, I'll go into the truck stop to shower and leave my water in my truck not thinking about it. It's hard to take anything that these people could possibly poison everywhere, like inside that you go. It's hard. And for one, that's going to make you look even more crazy, which I don't care, but like, enough of that gets around, then, it could be a reason to get fired or something. But I'm saying this because if something were to happen to me, I would never take my own life. a firm believer in God. And God tells us not to do that. He tells us to get through this. And He will be there, and He has been there, for one. And for two, is life challenging? Is it hard? Is it harder at some days? Absolutely, dude. This is the hardest trials I've ever been through since 2023. But at the same time, I love myself, and I'm at more peace than I've ever been in my entire life. I would never take my own life, ever. Ever. So if I disappear, or something were to happen to me, it was not me. I'm not saying this out of fear or anything. And if you're targeted, you'll know what I'm talking about. If not, this might sound crazy, and I get it. I get it, man. But just know, if I ever go missing, it wasn't me. And it for sure was gang stalkers. I've been to North Dakota, Stanley, North Dakota. We're in Newtown a lot. I noticed police activity there all the time. Like weird, cops acting weird. I've been there. Casper, Wyoming, for sure, cops acting weird. The police department's acting weird. Cheyenne, Wyoming, for sure, cops acting weird. Like abnormally weird in a way that stands out. Not in a way that you're paranoid. I'm not paranoid of nothing, man. Like, I know what I'm doing. I know the life I live, and I have nothing to be scared of. I'm just saying, this crap needs to be exposed more. Let's see. Colorado, which part was that? I'm not sure, in between the Wyoming border and Fort Collins area. Police department's there, acting weird, strange. EMTs, firefighters. There are so many times I go to fuel, and these firefighters at all these places I just mentioned, as well as the police department's acting weird. Firefighters in their pickups, or EMTs in their ambulance trucks. I go to fuel. Freaking 2 fire trucks pull into fuel. I go to use the bathroom at the truck stop. 2 firemen walk in the bathroom and act like they have to use the restroom all the time, dude. All the time. I'll get a text about meetings that I'm supposed to go to because they have it in their computer system to send out a text as a reminder. I've said this before. Bing, the minute my phone goes bing and I get a text, oh, what do you know? An ambulance goes by with its sirens on. This happens once. Okay, whatever. That was kind of weird, but nothing to trip on, right? But it happens numerous times, you're going to start thinking about it. Unless you are just completely blind and not aware of your surroundings at all. Come on, dude. Numerous times. How rare is it for your phone to go off, the text message, whatever tone you have, to go off, and the minute it goes off, ambulance go by or a fire truck goes by with the sirens on? How rare is that? But it happened numerous times. It's not a coincidence, man. Coincidences aren't real. Okay? For one, I don't believe they are. You're right to your own belief, but I know they're not real. Everything happens for a specific reason. Whatever that reason is, that's up to you to find out. But, gang stalking is so big and so deep. Dude, I have a video, but I didn't get the lights not flashing. Okay, when you're on a highway, this is how deep it is, and it's gonna sound crazy, but I don't care, dude. If you're gang stalked, you'll know. If not, you're most likely gonna think it's crazy, unless you have an open mind and you believe in spiritual warfare. This is how deep gang stalking is, though. So many times, almost every time. Okay, you know how you're going down a highway, and then there will be a stoplight, but there's lights that will flash that will warn you when that stoplight's gonna turn red. So many times you'll be going, that light's not flashing, there's no traffic coming on these little side streets that have hardly any traffic to begin with. Dude, so many times. The moment to where, I don't know, I'm 15 yards, 10 yards from the stoplight in a semi. So I slow down, but even with as slow as I'm going, at that point, stopping would be stupid. We're risk doing damage. So I just go through so many times, dude. I'm at that point, and bam, bam, yellow, red, just like that. Quick, yellow, red. Not yellow, red. Bam, bam, like that. That's weird. I'm 36 years old, dude. I know what traffic lights are. I've seen how they change. Okay, this isn't paranoia. It's not normal. Like it changes super quick. Not to mention, like I just said, I pay attention to that light because I know how many times this has happened, okay? That's how deep this stuff is. That is gonna sound crazy, but I don't care. If you're gang stalked, you'll know. You know. You know, all I'm gonna say about this is what I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna go into it. If you're gang stalked, you'll also have a ton of experience with railroad tracks. You know, conveniently, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. If you're gang stalked and you're in a place where there's railroad crossings. But the bottom line of this video, man, is if you are a true follower of Jesus Christ, you are commanded to expose the darkness and to not be controlled by fear. Gang stalking is pure demonic torture. It's designed to make people go crazy and eliminate themselves. You know, I'm pretty sure it started out from like rich husbands or rich ex-wives using it in like, you know, they're getting ready to go through a divorce and they want the other party to look crazy so that they can get what they want in the court case. I've heard of things like that. Maybe that's how this started. I'm not sure. I heard it started back in Iraq in the war to mess with people and make them go crazy. I don't know where it started, but there's cases of, you know, soon-to-be ex-spouses using it, both sexes. Like, there's cases about that. That's messed up too, man. Like, that's evil as well. But doing it to a complete stranger, dude, like, that's insane, man. It's insane. And what's messed up, dude, is people who are paid to be... Don't get me wrong, man. These cops out there, they put their lives on the line, and, you know, the ones that are good deserve the respect that's due to them. And we need law enforcement, dude. The people who think we don't, okay, yeah, let's take it all and go. You take all the law enforcement out of your community, and let's see how that turns out. And, you know, let me know in 5 years. Yeah, right. You need law enforcement. I'm not one of those guys that's against it, but I'm also not stupid. And I know that a huge amount of these cops are getting paid to be public servants and completely abusing their authority and being public terrorists, targeting innocent people. And then when these innocent people react, oh, guess what? There's a big, I don't want to say sob party, but it's all over the media about the cop and, you know, how hurt the family of this cop is and blah, blah, blah. But there's nothing about all the complaints against him, all the, you know, the possibility of him being involved in, his department being involved in gang stalking innocent people. There's nothing about that. No, it's just, oh, this cop was so great, and look at what this evil person did, which it is evil, dude. Like, you don't, unless you're defending yourself. Like, I'm to the point where if it, that dude walking with his hands in his pockets, that's another thing they do. Walk around with their hands in their pockets. In that truck's parked where a truck isn't supposed to be parked, that's the shit they do. And lime green, come on, man. If you're gang stalked, you'll know. If not, you'll just, again, this guy's nuts, man. And I understand. I understand. But what I was saying is, dude, it's evil to take a life. Like, if that cop isn't drawn down on you, and you are not fighting for your life, like, you 100% know that you are going to die if you let this guy get away with it. If you let this guy do this. If it's not that, and you just cause a scene and shoot an innocent cop, you're just as evil as that cop, man. I will say that. That's messed up. But at the same time, you know, these people that were gang stalked or whatever that went out and done these mass shootings, they didn't take the right steps, man. And they didn't realize it's spiritual. Maybe some of them did and they just couldn't handle it. But the ones that I know about, like I said in my last video, they just think it's all government, dude. They don't think it's demonic, man. But so it's, dude, there's no excuse, man. Now, I'm not gonna say if I feel like my life's on the line or anybody that I care about, I will go to the extreme to protect myself, you know? But other than that, dude, it would probably take everything I had to do that. Because, like, for one, I have a heart, dude, and I don't want to do that to anyone. But for two, most likely, like, it's gonna be flipped. The story's gonna be changed. And if I don't wind up dead to begin with, I'll be in prison for life, you know? Like I said, I would never do anything like that, dude, unless I really felt my life is under attack. And if I don't do something, dude, there's a chance I'm not gonna walk away from this. That's the only way I would ever do something like that, man. But it's happening, dude, and I wish people would go and... I guarantee you, if not all of them, 90% of these school shootings, which are not okay, it's the person that's being gang stalked being weak, just like the gang stalkers, and giving in and turning into a freaking psychopath. That's what that is. And it's not okay, dude. I'm not giving them an excuse at all. It's disgusting as well. But I guarantee you, if not all of them, 90% of the mass shootings and police-involved shootings, the crazy ones that people just go out and do, are people that are gang stalked. And that talk about it and are shadow banned, either that or too scared to come out and talk about it. I guarantee it. I would bet so much, dude, that if you were to go back and research and talk to the closest people that these guys had that went and did these school shootings and police shootouts, I guarantee they were gang stalked. I guarantee it. Like I said, if not all of them, at least 90% of them. At least. Don't take this as a threat, dude. That's retarded. That is a... Dude, I would be letting... You know, my kid... I know what happens, dude. I know the way media flips it, and whether it were to ever come out in my lifetime or not, you know, if I was stupid enough to go and do something like this, you think I want my kids living with the reputation of their father being some psychopath? That, no. All I'm saying is, like, go do your research, dude, and realize that the severe trauma and disruption these public servants are involved in causing, and then come out and play victim and play hero. You know, another thing, man, like I said, I'm all about cops. I do. I know we need them. I know it. And I respect the good ones, dude. It takes a lot. They're risking their lives every day. You never know. But something that I've heard is that police officers are the most likely to go home and abuse their wives, because they take like their day out on their spouses. And then the wives, you know, with the guy being a police officer, are scared to come out about it because he's an authority, like he's a cop. You know, they have the mindset of, what, are they going to believe me, this woman, or a cop? You know? And it's not just cops. Like I said, it's EMTs, probation officers, a lot of security guards, firefighters. It's all of them, dude. Like I said, dude, you were telling me this before October of 2023, I think you were crazy. But I know, dude. I didn't just, like I've said a million times, I didn't just wake up one day and lose my freaking mind, become paranoid schizophrenic. And as I've said before, I say this a lot because it needs to get out there. The first case of paranoid schizophrenia was a guy claiming to be gang stalked. What does that tell me? It makes me believe that paranoid schizophrenia is a term that the government convinced these doctors to use to cover up, not just the government, everyone involved in gang stalking, to cover up gang stalking. You could have all the proof in the world, dude. You could have so much proof. No one cares. No one cares. Go to a cop. Go to a cop with all your proof. Unless you get extremely lucky and find the right one, they're going to covertly mock you. Ask you questions like, are you okay? Like, do you need some counseling? Like, you going through a hard time in life? And then you go to the counselor. There's a good chance of, let me put it this way, dude. Would you rather go to a counselor who there's a good chance of being even more crazy than you are? Or go to the best counselor in the world who gives you the truth and has the best intentions for you, who is God, our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ? Or risk spending a ton of money going to a counselor to have them convince you that you're crazy. Unless once again, you get super lucky, because it's rare to have like a counselor that's all there and like there for the right reasons. And you find a good one that believes you and helps you through it. I'd choose God rather than wasting all that money, because the facts show that you are way more high likely to be with a counselor that has more issues than you, but just hides it. Like, come on, think about it, man. And I'm not saying this to be judgmental, it's just the truth. Like, from what I've seen, a lot of counselors, like, you can just tell they're weird, but they're out there like being heroes. No, it's deep, man. And like, I never thought this, dude. Like, I always knew counselors were weird. Yeah, I've always known that, but not all of them, but the majority of them. But not to this extent, man. Like, it just shows you like how like the majority of people, dude, can be paid off to do anything. It's sad, man. It's sad. But U-Hauls all the time. All the time. Where's the U-Haul? But like I said, man, if you want to think I'm crazy, I understand. I get it. I do. And I'm gonna post the other video because I saw that black F-150 and then the truck with no license plate, so I'm gonna post that. But this is real, dude. If you know, you know. And if you do know, but you're being controlled out of fear or money or whatever your vice is to do what you're doing, and you're a part of like feeding the narrative that people who go through this kind of stuff are really crazy, like, be better, dude. Be stronger. Anybody can go and do what you're doing. How hard is it? It's so easy, dude. It takes nothing, dude. Like, that's the easy route. Hey, we'll pay you, and if you don't do it, we're gonna do it to you. Okay. Or find dirt on you and do it because you're afraid of that dirt being exposed. I'm not afraid of anything being exposed in my life. I've done things I'm not proud of. A lot. I've done bad things, embarrassing things, whatever you want to put out there. I don't care. Like, I know who I am. And anybody worth time in my life, if that ever happens, will know me and like know my worth, dude. So I wish more people thought like that. No, dude, they're so afraid of their public image, so they're freaking manipulated and controlled by fear, or paid off, or both. And that's weak, dude. And I know that some of you are watching this and you are weak. Like, there's nothing to be proud of in that. You can call me judgmental or whatever, but it's evil, it's weak, and you're disgusting, dude. Like, you know you are. You know you are. Like, you look in the mirror and you are miserable. You know it. Because you can't live your own life. You know that you're being gang stalked to by your bosses, whoever's in charge. You ain't happy. Not even a little bit. Not the slightest bit. You know it. So be better, dude. Take that lead. Like I've said before, don't use the excuse like, I'll lose everything. My house, my car, my life. Like, they've paid for everything, and They're going to come after me if I do stop. Man, I got out of jail with nothing besides clothes on my back. And it just made me stronger. And it brought me closer to God. This world isn't about material things. What's going to happen to that material? All your material possessions, what's going to happen to them when you pass away? Just go to someone else. You're not taking them. What? For what? For you to lose that when you pass away? All this life that you think is so nice and extravagant with all your nice things, to then go and spend eternity in hell? You're gonna regret it, I promise you. You can think I'm crazy, you cannot believe in the afterlife, but it's real. It's more real than this life right here. And that's a fact. So you keep enjoying your material possessions and doing the things you do so that you're able to provide a certain type of lifestyle. Keep doing it, no matter what it takes, so you can keep this lifestyle, and before you know it, your time's gonna end. And there's a big chance you're gonna know it before it happens. You're gonna be sitting on that deathbed, or you're gonna be sitting there knowing it's your last days. And that fear is going to come. Fear is going to creep upon you. You're going to have the thought, man, I could be out of here any moment. I know I'm going soon. Look at this life I've lived. I hope it was worth it. And I'm not saying I'm perfect, dude. I'm not. I try and repent. I try and have a repentant heart. But messing with innocent people, dude. Am I saying I'm a holier now innocent? No. But claiming people to be terrorists who aren't terrorists, or whatever they do to get the spotlight on innocent people like this, and if you're doing it for gain, financial gain, whatever, out of fear, anything, you're gonna regret it. Unless you think hell is a party. And if you think that, like if you think you're doing a good thing, you have the mindset of the Freemasons, like, the devil's the real God, and like you're going to be rewarded in hell and get glory in hell and run your kingdoms in hell, and it's all going to be fun and games and a party. You are highly mistaken. Like I've said before, Satan wants you to believe that, because if you believe, some of you, he's probably even shown through astral projection or whatever. It's all fake. Maybe not fake, but that's not your life. And you will see that. If he told you the truth and let you see the truth, you wouldn't be doing what you're doing. Satan is extremely smart. Think about it. Eve was more pure than any of us. She lived in an unfallen world. More righteous than any of us here on earth right now. And Satan was smart enough and clever enough to convince her. In return, her convincing Adam to partake of the apple, the forbidden knowledge that they weren't supposed to have. But he organized his words, he thought it out, and he presented it in a way that she couldn't resist. And she was in God's presence every day. Every afternoon she walked with God. So did Adam. And she still got deceived, man. That's why we're in this fallen state now. You think hell is good? If you, I'm not saying you are, but if you're one of those people that thinks hell is good, you're mistaken, man. You're mistaken. He deceived Eve. He can deceive you. What did he do to Jesus Christ? He offered him all when the Lord was fasting for 40 days and 40 nights. In the midst of it, when he was starving and at his weakest, most vulnerable. That's when Satan decided to come and tempt him, man. What did he tempt him with? All the kingdoms in the world, all the power that he wanted on this life. For what? Jesus knew. Jesus knew. For eternal misery? No. And it's not only that, Jesus was perfect. He wasn't going to let down his Father. Are you kidding me? Satan was stupid for even trying. But that's how cocky he is. That's how he thinks he's, dude, and he is smart, highly, way smarter than me, way smarter than you, and he knows you, he knows me, probably better than we know ourselves. So he knows what works. He knows how to tempt us. And he knows the best way that we are most likely to give in to him. Be careful. Be careful, man. And I need to be careful too, dude. I fall into temptation. I'm not proud of it. But I try and be better. I pray for a true repentant heart. I'm not saying that as holier than thou. I'm just saying, dude, like, your soul is precious. I don't care what you've done. I don't care what you've done, dude. The most dirty, evil thing you can imagine. I don't care. Your soul's precious, man. And that soul's going somewhere for eternity. So you can either have a little bit of fun and glory now, thinking that it's going to be saved the same way, even better when you depart, because of the lies Satan convinced you of, and figure out it was all wrong. Like I've said before, man, one of your guys' greatest people, the most evil person in the world, he started this Church of Satan. His word, Anton LaVey. Satan had him convinced that it was going to be great in hell when he left. Well, when he did that astral projection, which you can go and read about, you think this is all crazy, go research it. He astral projected when that pastor, bless him, man. Honestly, all honor and glory to God, but that was a powerful man that God was able to use. And that pastor got those people together and cut his cord, and Anton LaVey died, and he's sitting there on his deathbed. What were his last words? Oh my, I have made a big mistake. This is a mistake. This is a mistake. What do you think he was saying that about? You know why? Because that veil was extremely thin, and he saw who was there to pick him up and take him away. For eternity, he saw. And right there, he knew that hell being a party and him having his own kingdom or whatever you guys believe was all a lie. And those demons were there to collect and take him to his master. He was terrified. Anton LaVey. Terrified. Like I said, I'm going to be posting a video and it's just going to end. You guys will be like, what the heck? But anyways, you guys have a good day.